I don't find trousers anymore that fit me, which is why I decided to sew them myself. And I recently published a TikTok video of my prototype and learned that so many people have the same issue that I have, which is why I decided to make a series on how to sew your perfect pair of pants. And in this video we are going to learn how to take your measurements and how to calculate the important measurements to draft your trousers afterwards. The first thing we are going to measure is our waistline. Most important thing, your waistline starts below the rib cage. If you place it right above the rib cage, because that's your thinnest part of your body, your pair of trousers will hurt you, and I really don't recommend doing that. So try to find your ribs with your finger and then place the waistline ribbon one finger below your rib cage. In my case, my waistline right now is 73 centimeters. Then the hip circumference. The hip circumference is the widest part of your hips. Mine are quite low because I have a very long upper torso. Depending on your body type, your hip circumference can also be somewhere else. Most important part is that you really put the measurement tape along the widest part of your bottom and your hips. My waistline is 102 centimeters. Then we are going to measure the side of the leg. For that you need to mark your waistline and then measure down your leg to the floor. If you have help, ask someone to help you. My side of the leg is 102 centimeters. Then we are going to measure the crotch height, which starts at the crotch and goes to the floor. That measurement is important to check up later if our pattern is alright. Another measurement is basically the distance between our hip circumference and our waistline. And the last measurement you need to take with a chair, which is the sitting height. The sitting height goes from the top of the chair, where your bottom basically kisses the chair, up to your waistline. You can hold your measurement tape straight or you simply lay it along your body. In my case, my sitting height is 26 centimeters. Now we start calculating our measurements. Definitely watch till the end because I have a tiny surprise for you to make drafting your own trouser pattern a bit easier. So we will need our waistline, our hip circumference, our sitting height and our side of the leg measurement. So first measurement we're going to take is the side of the leg. In my case it's 102 centimeters. Then the sitting height is in my case 26 centimeters. We are going to calculate the crotch height with these two measurements. The crotch height is basically the side of the leg minus the sitting height. In my case it's 102 minus 26 and that gives us 76 centimeters. Then the knee height, of course we also measured it, but we are going to use our measured size later to check if it's more or less alright when we draft the pattern. The knee height is basically our crotch height divided by 2 minus our crotch height divided by 10. 76 divided by 2 minus 76 divided by 10. In my case, it is 30.4 centimeters. Then the fifth measurement we are going to need is our front trousers width. It is basically our hip circumference divided by 4 minus 1. In my case, it's 24.5. Then we have basically the crotch measurement, which is calculated with our front trousers width and crotch addition. That measurement depends on your body's characteristic. That means if you have a flat bottom, you need to subtract 1 to 1.5 centimeters. If you have a normal bottom, you need to subtract 0.5 to 1 centimeter. And if you have a very prominent bottom, you need to add 0 to 0.5 centimeters. So for that measurement, we are going to take, in my case, a normal bottom addition, and we are going to take our measurement that we just calculated, the 24.5 centimeters, and subtract them by 0.5 centimeters, and that gives us 5.625 centimeters. Then the seventh measurement is a measurement to determine if we need to lift our waistline. So that means if you have very round hips and your waistline goes over in a curve, that is often the case when you have a spoon body type, or even an hourglass sometimes has these very curvy hips. And if you have that, you need to subtract 1.5 centimeters when we're drafting the pattern. If you have normal hips that go over pretty flat, or it's just a tiny curve, then I would subtract only 1 centimeter. The next measurement we are going to calculate is where our front fold is sitting. That's also where our dart will go. And for that, we are going to take measurement number 5 and 6, add them, and divide them by 2. That means, in my case, I get 15.06 centimeters for the front fold. Then measurement number 9 is to draw in our leg of the trousers. For that, we are going to take our seam width, which is, in the case of a standard pair of trousers, somewhere in between 44 and 49 centimeters. In my case, I simply took 44 centimeters. If you like it a bit more airy down at the bottom of your trousers, you can also take a larger measurement. So we are going to take 44 divided by 4 minus 1, and that gives us 10 centimeters. Then measurement number 10 is when you have a very slim waistline compared to your hips, you need to subtract minus 1 centimeter. If it's quite normal and average, you only need to subtract 0.5 centimeters. Then measurement number 11 is to determine our waistline curve. For that, we are going to take our waistline divided by 4 and think about how wide our darts should be. I would recommend going for something in between 1.5 centimeters minimum up to 3 centimeters. Personally, I decided for 2 centimeters and then added 0.5 centimeters as an ease, simply because our weight is fluctuating sometimes. If you calculate that measurement, it is 20.75 centimeters. Then our front dart depth is 10 centimeters. You can take also up to 13 centimeters, but that is simply something you need to figure out once you have seen your mock-up. Sometimes you need to take it a bit more in and sometimes a bit more less, and it's simply something you need to figure out. For me, 10 centimeters was perfect. Then the front dart distance, because we have a curve on the top, we need to adjust it a bit by 0.5 centimeters. We are going to use that measurement when we're drafting the pattern. Measurement number 14 is the back fold movement. If you have a flat bottom or a normal bottom, you need to move it by 2 centimeters. If you have a very prominent bottom, you only need to move it by 1 centimeter. Then the back trouser width. It is basically our hip circumference divided by 4. And then you need to determine, do you have a flat bottom? If so, you need to add 0.5 to 1 centimeters to the back trouser width. And if you have a very prominent one, you need to subtract 0.5 to 1 centimeters from your back trouser width. In my case, I took a normal bottom, which is why I don't subtract anything. Then, very important part is the bottom angle. We are going for a standard pair of trousers, which is made out of non-elastic material. If you have a flat bottom, you need to take 85 degrees. If you have a normal bottom, you need to take 82 degrees. And if you have a very prominent bottom, you need to take 80 degrees. Then measurement number 17 is our back hip width. It is similar to the one that we already have calculated. It's our hip divided by 4 plus 1. Then number 18 is our back side seam, which is a standard measurement, which is 0.5 centimeters. Before we calculated everything, I said to you that I have a tiny surprise, and I'm going to share a calculation table with you. So if you don't want to learn how to calculate everything on your own, simply comment down below that you want the calculation table, and I simply post it and comment down below and give you some advice on how to use it. If you liked my video so far, give it a thumbs up and let me know if you also have trouble finding trousers. And if you don't want to miss the series, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. I will publish more about sewing trousers and which problems you can have during the process in my next videos. By the way, have you ever had a feeling that the world is becoming a bit less colorful? If so, you definitely need to check out this video about our colors vanishing from our world.